Hey guys, it's Liam from GamerCrowd here, and today I'm going to be playing some Chariot for you. Now, Chariot is currently the Games of Gold this October for the Xbox One. It's a brand new game developed by Frima Studios, and it's actually quite fun to play. Now, when it comes down to it, it's more of a 2D kind of game, but it's still quite addictive to play. So, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the very first level. I mean, I've already played this before, but what I've done is I've started a brand new playthrough just for this. Now, as you can see, you're starting in a nice kind of foresty area, and you can play it co-op. It's got 2 players. You can see in the bottom right hand corner of the screen it's got the ability for player 2. Now, as you can see on the princess, and it's currently being a pain in the backside. For some reason it started the pause menu. Probably to show you the map. I don't know whether that's an intended glitch or whether it's just something I'm having a problem with. But here comes the story. So as you can see, they found the final resting place for dear old dad, who's in the coffin on wheels. Now it takes a while for you to actually realise it's a coffin on wheels the first time. Now it's actually quite cool the fact that it starts with some kind of fake credits on there.
Why am I still here? Shouldn't I be
obviously
ascending?
The king, as you can see,
I was told there would be a bright light.
is expecting a lot more from the end of life.
Light! You call this a sepulchre worthy of my majesty? I know the royal catacombs are quite a ways from the palace, but is this the best you could do? Go forth into the catacombs, find me a sepulchre worthy of my magnificence, and fill it with riches.
And there we go. The premise of the game: you're the princess, trying to find your father, what's meant to be a worthy place for him to rest in. Now then, as you can tell, anyone with power kind of has this desire to be remembered. But a lot more comes out about the king's character later in the game. Now as you can see, you can push and pull this sepulchre. Before you realise it's a coffin, you kind of think, oh, it's just something on wheels, 2D. But you do look into it now and you kind of think, oh, actually. Now, one of the coolest things is if you actually flip this thing upside down, it even rotates the king's head on there to kind of give you a sense of direction. But you're not just armed with the ability to push this thing, you've got a rope. Now, the side you're currently going to attach the rope to highlights pink, just to kind of give you that indication, if you couldn't already tell which side you're on. But it's always useful a bit later in the game where you need to kind of work out which way you're going to pull this coffin. Now, situated throughout this game, you get little gravestones, they're checkpoints, which are always useful. And there you go, as you can see, right trigger uses the rope, which, because I've already played this, I already knew. But you've got the ability to kind of pull the rope closer to you or extend it to make it go further away. Now what it's telling you down here is a bit of a bonus area. And if you use the B button, you can kind of get back out. Now the first time I played this, I didn't go that way. I was like, ooh, that's a bad option. As you can see, you have to hit that point if you want the skull in that level. But of course you lose out in a little bit of progress. You keep the skull, but you miss out on everything else. And of course as you play throughout the game, you pick up these little diamondy things. There's some other ones later in, which are always a bit harder to get. But if you're willing to explore, kind of the game rewards you a lot more. Now, if we look at it, it's a really beautiful game. You've got such colours in there. The kind of 2D levels remind you of worms and things like that. But you've got and later in the game, some of the scenery is magnificent. You've got flowers that bloom as you walk past them, and they've really put a lot of thought into this game. But one of the things is, you've got so many different ways you can complete the things. I mean, because this is the first playthrough, I've not got any of the attachments, but you get a peg later in the game, and you get a sepulchre that's got light, and the story is just so amazing. And as you can tell, the king's got this kind of cranky character which you kind of learn to put up with. It's just, for the game it is, it's got so much character. It's really nice to play, but I like to play it in bursts, just to kind of break my other games up, because even though it's games of gold, I know we all expect a little bit more. But for what it is, it's playable. It's really playable. And I found myself putting a few hours into it. Not as much as I should have done for something with this kind of artistic flair. But it's something that you can always come back to because it's so simplistic control-wise, but it's still so beautiful to play. I mean, you've got all the colourful flowers in there, and when you see it later, and there's that head roll I was on about as well, but when you see it later, you just really can admire the artwork and just the effort they've put into the game. And of course, with this being a tutorial level, it's nice and easy. You can't really lose this one. The only kind of thing you've got on it is to explain the B button to kind of transform, to walk back to your starting point if you get lost or if you hit a bit of a problem point. Now, you can collect scrolls later as well, which are always quite useful. They give you these different ways of making the game a bit more interesting. You can kind of get a peg, which is quite useful if you want to use the sepulchre to climb with. You can reach new areas. It just kind of gives you that ability that if you haven't got a second player with you, you can kind of treat it like a second player to keep it stationary, where you'd normally struggle with it. And there's the first level. Nice and easy, like I say. As you finish each level, you unlock a speed run. You can't really complain. The levels are quite short. They're not too long, but if you look and watch it, you don't want to spend too long.
What is this place? Some sort of pit stop? Oh, now I remember. This must be the outpost I had built when I came here to plunder the... I mean, tour the royal catacombs. It looks like no one's been here in ages.
What? Huh? Customers! Oh, I knew my dream would come true. Welcome, welcome. How did that guild greeting go again? Right. Welcome to the Royal Catacombs Outpost and Workshop. If there's anything you need, just let me know. We offer complimentary cartography services and free treasure storage in the vault. I can also build and upgrade all sorts of mining gadgets in the workshop. But, you'll need to find the blueprints yourself. Oh, and the shop accepts all kinds of loot. Metal, gems, but no paper. No paper, no. Paper cuts scare me to death.
And there we go. That's, this is the hub world now. This is where you end up coming back. It's just, you can start to pick up the character on there. There's a nice bit of humour, not only from the skeleton, but you kind of pick up on the character of the king, who's a bit wily and a bit kind of underhand. But if you look now, obviously, you've got the map. It maps the entire thing out in like a kind of 2D map, which is quite useful for your level select. You can go back to the levels you've been in, kind of choose the entrances you've started from, whether you want to go on a speed run. It kind of shows you what you have and haven't got from it. So obviously I found all the entrances in that one, all the skulls. But then you've got the vault here. Like when you find the blueprints, you can unlock new things. Obviously one of them's a peg, and then as you get it, you can upgrade it to make it do more things. So they've got kind of attributes on there. They're all timed things, but it's quite useful. I mean, I've not got past the peg, but it's always fun to have. And then you get sepulchres here, sepulchres, upgrades to your sepulchre, which mean like you can see in the dark, so it puts a ring around the thing. So part of level, cave area 2, world 2, is the fact that it's dark. So when you finish 1, 2, you find it's dark and you can't go there till you find the blueprints. But then the artistic flair changes to be something more, because you get luminous plants. And I've not hit World 3 yet, but there's so much in this game, they've put a lot of thought into it. So I'm going to leave it here now, guys. But if you've enjoyed it, hit the like button or hit subscribe. Come and join us I run www.gamercrowd.net with my friend Richie, and we're going to keep doing more Let's Plays. I get Sunset Overdrive due on Friday in the UK, so I'll start playing that as well. I'm going to do the entire game from start to finish as a Let's Play series, so you'll be able to enjoy all that. And like I say, just thank you for your support for watching this, and if you like it, hit the like button, hit subscribe, visit us at www.gamercrowd.net, and I'll see you guys soon.